that time, we founded the first Glan Rizal Youth Leadership Institute. Then because of its success, we eventually organized the first Sarangani Rizal Youth Leadership Institute. Then the third one, eventually because of the success of Sarangani RYLI, some schools wanted to make it a bigger conference, and that is why eventually we made the first SOC Surgeon or Region 12 Rizal Youth Leadership Institute.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everybody. As you know, we are again in the another episode of the Musings of a Night, and for the month of March, we are having a special on the NRYLI and the KAPARIZ alumni uh,
General.
as part of our March special. And today we have alumnus of the NRYLI who also happened to be past president of the KAPARIZ. And I am very excited and thankful that he provided us his time. So, Sir John Ray, can you introduce yourself, please?
Okay, so thank you so much, sir. It is indeed my honor to be with you in this program, no. And by the way, I am John Lloyd Simangay. I'm from Glan, Sarangani province in the southernmost part of the Philippines. And currently, I am a public school teacher here also in Glan. So I am 22 years old. And of course, as what you have said, I am a former national president of Kabataang Pangarap ni Rizal.
Okay, so John Lloyd, you are a member of the NRYLI. You went to the NRYLI when? What year?
It was the first one was in 2016, where I was a mere participant during that, representing my school. I am that time I was a senator of the university student government. So I was sent there by Sultan Kudarat State University to represent my school for the 54th NRYLI. And eventually for the next year, actually it happened like this kasi sir. In 2016, after that in RYLI, after the 54th in RYLI, there I realized that I was not there just to be a mere participant, but I need to bring in RYLI to my community, to my school. That is why I promised to myself at the very last day of that 4-day conference that I need to bring in RYLI in Glan, in Sultan Kudarat State University. So that time, I asked many people from the organizing committee, what should I do and how can I establish KAPARIZ in our school, and what are the things I need to prepare for me to but at least bring in RYLI also the conference in Glan, and of course in the university system of Sultan Kudarat State University. So actually there are a lot of people whom I asked, but there was no reply until I went back home. But I did not succumb to that hindrances. At yung nangyari is that eventually may isang member ng organizing committee nung time na yon, he referred me to the chairman of the NRYLI back then, which was Sir Emmanuel M. Cabusao, the chairman of NRYLI in the year 2016 and 2017. So when I chatted him through Messenger, I was so glad and was so happy, and I thank the Lord for that opportunity, because he immediately replied and told me everything that I need to do in order for me to at least do what I wanted to do after after the 54th in Riley. So that time, that's the start of my journey. No, that's the start of those beautiful memories I had on how this conference has transformed me to be the kind of me today. We had founded Kabataang Pangarap ni Rizal, and we had made a lot of activities like um, el- um, electoral processes fora. We have also these environmental protection programs. We have tree plantings, mangrove plantings. We have also literacy programs. We have outreach programs to our what you call this, to the communities, the poor communities here in our small province in the southernmost part of the Philippines. Sir Emmanuel trusted me because of my achievements. He asked me if I could be one of the organizing committee for NRYLI 2017, for the 55th NRYLI. And it was not just the only opportunity that he gave to me, but of course, he also asked me if I could be one of the speakers for the 55th in Riley, together with Sir Renato Puno, the former Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of the Philippines.
If I can backtrack a little bit, before you joined in 2016, and can you briefly tell me what was your impression of NRYLI or KAPARIZ? Have you even heard of them before you joined in 2016?
Yes, uh, before joining in Riley, no, I don't have any idea about it, sir. Even Caparis, because as what I have said, we are just a small school, an extension program of a big school based in Sultan Kudarat. It would take 3 to 4 hours to travel just to be there. So I don't have any idea what is it, but the only thing I know it's about Rizal. And it's a conference of youth leaders around the Philippines. And that's it.
After 2016, as a participant, something happened, something changed you, something inspired
Yes.
you. Can you tell me what happened, what transpired from day one to day four? Briefly, what transpired that
Okay.
made you think that, wow, this is something that I have to bring with me back home?
Thank you so much for asking that. For me, maybe what transpired back then was, of course, first is um, I don't want to waste the money of the school sending me there. That's my principle in life. I told myself I was sent here for free, so I need to bring something in my school. But aside from that, what drive me to really push through, even if there are difficulties along the way, was that I was inspired by the teachings of Rizal. His passion, his dedication, is his love for country. That's the core of why I really did that. It's because I think Rizal's values has allowed me to also realize that I have also to I need to take part for the responsibility that I should be taking in my country, and I need to start in my own community. And I think that was how I was transformed.
Now, for those young kids who are thinking of joining in Riley, can you tell us what a typical day in Riley is as a participant?
Okay. What happened back then in 2016? First, of course, the typical day there was the climate was so cool, and I was not used to it because our place here is so um hot. No, it's the climate is not like in Baguio. So the typical there, you wake up in the morning, and of course you have this struggle in taking a bath because the water is so cool, and there was no heater during that time in teachers camp Baguio City. But aside from these things, no, the funny side of NRYLI, but the typical day there was, you are going to witness these kind of people whom you did not expect to see in simple conferences, whom you did not expect to see in your lifetime, because they are on top of the society in the Philippines. When I say on top of the society, chief justices, associate justices, we have members of the National Youth Commissions, we have from top universities. Our speakers are like that. So the typical day was, you will be filled with learnings from these brilliant minds, from these incredible people that you would not think, like me, from here in Mindanao, that I could see them personally in my lifetime. And I think that's the most important thing that I could share. There are sociocultural presentations, and the good thing there is was the participants were the performers. We were given the during an invitation, or it was included in the invitation, that we need to prepare our own cultural dance, and that's a very good thing. We are going to showcase our culture, and it's just a matter of parang, it's a celebration of culture and diversity every night of NRYLI. There is a simultaneous competition that will happen, and a lot of competitions. The Gliang Pagtatalumpati, extemporaneous public speaking. We have what you call this, essay writing competition, pagsusulat ng sanaysay, poster making, and a lot more competitions. You will be meeting your commission, then you will be thinking of problems. And as a youth and as a team, how would you try to ask the government or anyone to at least help solve this problem? So what we did in those activity was, it was named resolution making. We are going to make resolutions. Of course, before that, we were being taught on how to make resolutions in conference. So we are making resolutions, and these resolutions will be gathered as one by the organizing committee. Someone will collect it from each member, each group, I mean. Then they will collate it. And on the last day, what happens that resolutions will be turned over to the next president. He will receive that, and these resolutions will be submitted also to the Knights of Rizal, and the Knights of Rizal will find its way on how it will be put into action. They will lobby it to the government, because we have a lot of top officials in government who are members of the Knights of Rizal, who are officers of the Knights of Rizal. So there was a time that you can roam around Baguio if you want. There were no activities that happened to our time. Then in the afternoon, there will be the awarding ceremony. And after the awarding ceremony, of course, in the evening, there will be again a short activity, a celebration of triumphs, parang ganon, and other cultural presentations. Then the fourth day will be parang ano na lang siya, synthesizing and evaluation of what happened for the past 3 days.
Now, on the social aspect, how did you feel? As you said, you came from a very small school system, actually an extension. It took 3-4 hours to get to your school, um, and then be all of the sudden be in front or be exposed to all these students and big
Yeah.
people in the Knights of Rizal. How did that feel for you as a young 17, 16-year-old student?
Yeah. During that time, sir, actually, I was alone. And I was just sitting in one corner, because I'm so aloof with the entire participants of that conference. It was a huge crowd. And I'm just only one from my university. Actually, there are also participants from our other campuses, but um, parang ano kasi, I am still separated from them because I don't even know them well. So it what happened to me back then was I just sit there and just try to focus on what's happening, what's asked to us, and I just develop my rapport to my co-members in the group. So that helped me to at least enjoy the conference because I made I made friends there because of the kind of groupings that they had, the diversity. And I was so what you call this? I was so ashamed during that time and even afraid because my group mates were from UP, from the LaSalle, from Ateneo, and who I am, by the way. Parang natatanong ko yun sa sarili ko. But on all those things, I also tried to of course to compose myself and to show to them that we have this the same dignity as human persons, and because I am a leader, I'm a leader back home. So I need to use my leadership style, my leadership skill in order to develop connection to these young people. And by God's grace, I achieved those things. And after the conference, I created a lot of friends.
Now, is there any particular Knights of Rizal that impressed you during all those 4 day of the institute?
Yes, sir. Um, I am so proud, and I will always tell in any interviews I had, because I had a lot of interviews already in the past. There is also only one person I keep on telling, except for Rizal, of course. It is Sir Emmanuel M. Cabusao, KGCR.